The Sidebar Podcast presents a new adventure to enjoy. Join our heroes as they travel through the cosmos, completing bounties and expanding the gate map, never knowing what is going to confront them at any turn. Where will they find themselves marooned this week on Space Quest?
Last time on Space Quest.
Space Quest.
The crew of the Disco Skylar. Did I say it right this time?
Yes.
Okay.
The Disco Skylar.
The crew of the Disco Skylar was on a space outpost. Just, hanging out, chilling as they do between their missions, patching up the ship and carousing a little bit. So they went down, they're hanging out in the market of this place. When it seemed like this market was like a little bit shady, I guess. And the Mars guards came and people started to, closing up shop. So they had to hide for a minute in this grenade shop, which, totally legit seeming. Guards bust in, as they do. We're kind of accused of something or other. Durin, luckily, he's a political force to be reckoned with. Just kind of makes that situation go away and starts taking over the guard, telling them what to do, really. So the rest of us kind of scoot and skedaddle, try to get out of there. End up, as Durin is with the guards trying to figure out what's going on, turns out his mother has been put into a sort of political situation of some kind, maybe by her own doing. Not really sure what's going on entirely there. She's trying to forward some agenda and ends up is essentially political prisoner of sorts. Anyway, so as Durin's dealing with that, the rest of us kind of try to sneak away, and talk to some cultists, some crazy people who try to brainwash us. So naturally, we kind of try to fight them a little bit. They run away. Some guards come up, and these guards, completely incompetent, frankly. They try to accuse us of somehow being the bad guys when we were almost brainwashed by this cult. So we try to set them straight. Durin eventually comes in and makes things all right. And we end up in a situation where this sort of reactor in the asteroid says, sirens start going off. We are about to detach from this asteroid, this space station, which has not moved in 40 years or something like that, is starting to detach from the asteroid which it is based on. And just so everyone thought, okay, what's going on with this? We jump down an elevator shaft and fight some cultists down at the bottom, bust the engine, shut down the whole operation, as heroes. Climb back up, get on our way. Durin and Ink go to the research lab, I believe, and seek some information.
And I'll just fill in the gaps there because you had to duck out early. As Durin and Q got to the research lab, they saw Durin's mother's ship, the Soma, actually getting loaded by a pair of twins that seem to have flowers where hair should be. They were loading up the ship and blasting off. As Durin shouted effortlessly, as Durin shouted into the void, he managed to get the crew, Ox and Baron, swung around with Disco Skylar. And Baron, with some stroke of genius, with just absolute sheer focus, managed to tag the Soma with a tracker chip. And it started beeping into the void. Now we come to the crew. As they chased the fleeting signal of the Soma, it was very clear that the Soma was a much faster, much more well-equipped vessel than the Disco Skylar itself. Yet, they still persevered, as you guys darted in and out of the Kuiper Belt. Eventually, the dreaded fuel tank light started flashing on the Disco Skylar. Ox, knowing his ship like the back of his hand, pushed forward, trying to get use of the last drop of fuel on his ship. Unfortunately, a strange power surge on board caused the systems to reboot, and before you know it, the crew was stranded in the Kuiper Belt, floating to the nearest refueling station. With the engines knocked out, the crew gets an impromptu staycation as they mill about the ship, planning their next move. We now go to Baron, who is currently experimenting on the seed gathered from their mission to Myconia. Baron,
Yes.
what are you doing?
I'm prodding it with a stick.
So, a reminder, this seed is essentially a hedron. It's got like imagine 2 d4s stacked on top of each other, kind of like this. Where
Like a D8?
yeah, exactly. It's basically a d8.
Oh wait, it's not actually.
2d4s.
Well,
They're different. Yeah.
2 d4s have one less side.
A hedron is a D8 though.
Yeah, but it's essentially like it's covered in these intricate runic carvings, and as of late, Baron, you've managed to get some sort of reaction out of it by feeding it decaying matter and metal, so metal and minerals. You've managed to create like almost a nook for yourself, just of all this organic matter in one of the corners of the workshop.
Do I have like a lab or something, or like a corner of the like break room or something where I have my lab?
I'm assuming
asking Ox. Like Ox would know better.
You could set up in the armory, I guess. I mean, like I got my workshop is on the first floor, and it's pretty littered with shit. But the armory is kind of like the impromptu holding cell, but it's empty, so you could set up in there. It's a pretty large space.
Okay, I'll be in there, lights off, into the wee hours of the night, turning random shit, feeding with a spoon, turning random stuff into like fungus and stuff.
Okay. Like every time you seem to feed it, it seems to like sprout from it. Like it almost takes it in, absorbs it, and then like extrudes out from an unknown location. From the seed, it extrudes out like just organic matter. So when you bring in the spoon, it gives you something almost similar back, but just completely like almost like a hooked root or something like that.
So it does like it kind of recreates it.
It kind of recreates it, but not exactly. And it almost like twists and writhes in your hand as you do it.
Is there any do I like if I've been testing over a couple days, like is there any like does it eventually revert back? Does it stay organic?
It does stay organic, but it seems like it doesn't, like it almost goes inert after a while. But interesting enough, like when you guys were on this chase, like following this signal, the power outage was caused by you, because you gave it like almost like you gave it like a loose, essentially like an energy core, and it essentially knocked out all the systems with this like short
allegedly.
Yeah, you gave it like one of these like EMP type devices, yeah. And it knocked out everything. And ever since, like the things that you have been transforming have actually been like almost growing. Like it's almost it's transforming at a faster rate.
Is this movable? The seed?
Yeah, it seems to be just floating on your
Okay.
workstation. Yeah.
So I can like push it
Yeah.
around or something.
Yeah.
How late in? There's no day cycle here because we're floating in
No.
space. But how late is it?
It's probably like, we'll say it's late into the night. Like everybody's probably at this point, like the crew has kind of just packed it in for the night, and you're just up during the wee hours, unless some of the crew are early or night owls.
Well, Inquisitor doesn't sleep.
He goes into sentry mode.
Yeah.
You
Being
see
watched.
Darren walk past. He's wearing a house coat with slippers, and he's got a newspaper under his arm. He just appears to be going somewhere. Just in the background. That's what he's up to right now.
I'm
I'll
gonna take a fat dump.
as I'm feeding random stuff to it, EMP grenades. It's Durin's gun here in the armory. Just to keep it like you just keep the MFing thing on him.
I keep it with
Okay.
myself. I'm strapped.
He lifts the one part of his
yeah.
his
He's
coat up.
flat-
You can
he's
see
always
it's attached to
flat,
his
yeah.
upper thigh.
Tons of
Yeah.
dildos.
Oops. It's on the other side. I'm gonna take the crystal and I'm gonna go on a little trip looking for interesting things to test it on.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to Ox's room. Can I move my mask up and try to peek through? Is there like a window on this thing or?
So Ox is
Yeah.
probably sleeping right now, but there are bunk beds on the second floor. So there's just like these really tiny little like cubicles that have bunk beds in them. So you could poke your head in there if you want.
Is he in there? I'll look
Yeah,
inside.
he's sleeping.
Where's Gopher?
He's
Gopher
probably
is, Gopher's asleep as well.
Is he sleeping in the bunk beds with Ox?
There
Or is
you
he
go. The
somewhere
top
else?
or bottom?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, he's a bottom bunk kind of guy.
I don't think Ox would let
Red
you go on
Betty
the top bunk just in case the bed broke and you
More of a
crushed him to
power
death.
bottom, to be honest.
It's a safety concern.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stop at the door. Oh, I'll sort of make my way over.
okay.
I'll try and take the crystal and I'll poke it against Gopher's armor, like his mech suit.
Oh,
Okay.
Gopher's not sleeping in his armor. Like his armor.
Oh,
is-
he doesn't. I thought he was like
His
bound
armor-
in it or something.
No.
no, he's like in the bed and like his armor is just set next to it.
Okay, I'll go.
Does he
up
look
to
like
it.
Anakin after the burns and gets his
Yeah,
arms and legs
something
chopped
like
off?
something like that. It's like it doesn't look good. If you were, to, I mean,
California
he's under
sun-dried
the
raisin.
blankets.
Yeah.
He's under the blankets, so you can't really
Yeah.
see. But like,
Yeah.
yeah, if you were to peel them back, it doesn't look too good.
Says the one who's covered in a black mask all the time.
Well, that's unsightly though.
Oh,
Too
okay.
much for me.
Yeah, gotcha.
It's his
So, yeah.
armor I'm after.
You bring over the little seed like the hedron. It doesn't seem to react. It's
Oh.
like whirring, it's spinning, like it's glowing, but it doesn't seem to react.
What about the blanket that's on him?
The blanket that's on him.
Yeah.
So you like bring it over. You're
Yeah.
essentially like carrying. So like it hovers on whatever surface it is. So you've essentially figured out like if you just hold your hand under it, it'll just hover over your palm. So you're just like walking around with this like almost as like a lantern. You bring it up to his blanket. Appears like nothing happens.
Oh, it's broken. But before I would just poke it with a spoon and it would do something. What if it touches the blanket?
Okay. It touches the blanket, and you can see some of the fibers on the blanket start to writhe and like shift.
But like very slowly,
Yeah,
gradually.
Very slowly, yeah.
Okay, now I'm gonna go back over to the mech suit. Wait, I did touch the mech suit, did I? Or
Yeah, you
I
did
not?
touch it. You
Oh,
did
it
touch.
didn't work.
Yeah, it didn't do anything.
Well, I'm gonna keep going on the blanket then. I'm gonna turn that whole thing into like a fleshy like carapace or something.
Yeesh. Okay. You're just gonna hold it on the blanket?
Yeah.
Okay. So the sleeping room, like the sleeping arrangements. So the Disco Skylar, I just posted Aaron's beautiful drawing of the ship. So you guys are in the. So currently, which one would you say he's in, Aaron?
A.
Which,
Room
A?
A. Yeah.
Okay, room A. So rooms A, B, and C are all the bedrooms. So they're all tiny spaces with bunk beds. And room A seems to be shared by Ox and Gopher. Which rooms are the other members of the crew currently residing in? B or C?
Durin sleeps in B typically, but if he gets sick of Inquisitor, just like in general, he goes and sleeps in the backseat of the Samba Steve, his personal ship that's down in the hangar
Wait.
bay.
Don't we have to be in separate rooms because of that one time I came to your room and just watched you sleep?
Yes, for continuity reasons, you were watching me sleep in the Samba Steve in that situation.
Oh, okay. So we're in B then.
Somebody
Okay.
redub that, please.
Yeah,
so I
yeah.
go back on.
Yeah. We didn't have that captured anyways.
Oh yeah, it was in the after.
Yeah.
B.
So yeah, so
Got
the other
that.
two are in the other room. All right. As Baron, you're holding it, the blanket is slowly transforming.
But it's not fast.
No,
I want it like that.
Yeah, you want it like that.
I'm gonna
It is not fast.
Give it a shake. Does it got a little extra juice in it?
You shake it around. Seems like it's still kind of just acting same
Damn.
speed.
Give
me a-
I'm gonna look for something metal. What about the frame of the?
Okay. The frame of the bunk bed.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. As you touch the frame of the bunk bed, it starts acting, and you can see like a corner of the frame start to turn almost like into this like bark-like substance. But it's slowly, like it's small piece, probably the size of like a quarter, and it's slowly spreading. Roll me a perception check as you're doing this.
$15.
15. As you're going about this, you hear an echoing clang. Cling, coming from the first floor.
First floor.
Yeah.
Wait, but we're not on the first
You guys
floor?
are on the second floor of this ship.
Jeremy, the maps and handouts, my friend. Just take a look at it for 2 seconds. That's all we ask.
Okay. I'll make my way over there.
Extra work.
Okay.
An interesting sound.
Interesting.
It's a good
sound.
map.
It is a nice map, actually.
As you tiptoe down, are you actually tiptoeing, or are you just walking around in leisurely pace?
Well, I'm very leisurely.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Usually walking. So when I'm comfortable around the place, I think the Baron like deflates into more of like a Grimer form and just sort of slugs his way around.
Okay. Okay. So
he's among friends.
he instead of like being a bipedal, he's just like a slug that kind of
Just a mass, yeah. It leaves a nice
Yeah.
little black snail trail everywhere he goes.
Okay, gotcha. So he's just like
Yeah.
snooping down.
I like that.
Yeah. As you are, you hear the sound of like you hear the sound of like shearing metal coming from the armory.
Hearing metal.
Yeah. Like the sound of metal being cut.
Like by shears.
Yeah.
I'll poke my head in.
Okay.
Hmm?
Poke your head in. You look at your workstation, which is currently like you've recommissioned like a little bench here. And this bench like has all of your like implements, your doctorly implements, more just like scalpels, all these different
Torture devices.
tools. yeah, all these all these tools to dissect cadavers and the sort that you have been collecting. You have like a little bucket full of like the parts that you've gotten, and then like in a corner you have the rolled up rug that contains the cultist that the body of the cultist that you managed to nab from Eris Outpost. You look at your workstation; it's covered in like vines and like spreading mushrooms, like fungus, and it's just like the entire backsplash of it used to be like this hanging cabinet, and it's just like a living thing now. But you see on the desk itself, you see a pair of your shears currently working away at at like a tin plate that you use to kind of keep smaller parts. And they're currently like shearing the plate up into smaller pieces.
Magic shears?
They not magic shears. They seem to be like alive. They seem to be transformed shears.
Oh,
They almost have like little appendages, like little branch like appendages, almost like if it was an ant, but its head was these long set of like clippers.
the Baron will look quite pleased. I'm just gonna go around. I'm not gonna worry about it right now. It's just a little creature. It'll like probably just die on its own or something. I don't know. I'm gonna go around like I'm like the tooth fairy and just go around and just touch stuff with the crystal. Anything I can find. Computers.
Okay. Start touching stuff. Like it's
Yeah.
slow. As you start touching stuff, it's slowly like it seems like it's very like the amount of effort that you were like the amount of time that it took to transform some of the stuff in your workshop, like it took like hours. So like as you're touching stuff, it almost seems like it's a tiny bit it's working like a tiny bit.
Mm.
So it's almost slow, like almost as if it's draining in battery.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Of the energy. Okay.
Yeah.
One last thing. It's still got a little juice in it. Is it got a little bar on it? I can tell. It's like flashing.
Yeah, you can give me an let's say an arcana or a history. Well, actually, this would just be arcana.
Oh, okay, good. It's a little
Yeah.
better.
Yeah.
14.
14. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely tell that like just from studying it, it when you gave it like essentially fed it the EMP, it was at its maximum brightness.
Oh,
Now it's dimmed down, all the way down.
but I can feed it with EMPs, is what you're telling me.
Perhaps.
And I think that
Or some sort of energy.
one of my party members bought one last time, and I don't remember.
Didn't we use it? I think we.
Yeah, you chucked it to disable.
You
that.
used one EMP, I think.
Yeah.
I thought
I
we
have
only
a
have
cryo.
one. Oh, we might have only.
I have I only had one, but I have a cryo grenade that's on my desk in B, and I'm not in there.
Is there like an iPhone charger or something around? Has anybody got one? I feel like Duran would have one.
There's only USB-C on this ship.
Oh.
It's in the car. It's down in the.
Yeah,
It's
the
down
last
my
thing I'm
ship.
gonna do while it's still got a little juice is I'm gonna go find his car. What's the car called?
The Samba Steve.
Samba Steve.
I'm currently sleeping in the back seat of it.
Okay, I'll go very quietly over to give it a little tap.
Okay.
Unlike the front hood, I'm assuming it's got a hood ornament on it. This fucking guy probably has one.
Yeah,
like-
it's
yeah,
actually it's just.
Is it a nude
Mars.
woman? No.
No, it's Mars. It's like-
It's Mars. Wow.
I'll tap it right on the hood of it.
Tap it right on the hood.
Yeah.
It spins. The hood
Actually,
ornaments start.
I'm gonna slightly change that. It is the Roman god Mars that's on the hood.
Oh, there you
Yeah.
go.
And
Yeah.
both of her tits are just replicas of the planet Mars.
I'm pretty sure Mars is a guy, so it's both of his pecs are also.
Well, no,
Mars
both
is
of his
balls.
tits.
I think
yeah.
he's the god of war. I'm pretty sure. So he's probably carrying one big fucking hammer.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Oh, we,
Nice.
Yeah.
It looks like a plug.
Yeah. Oh, there we go. Zoom. Enhance. All right. So Mars, you can see like the top of his headpiece, where like the feathers are, start sprouting like flowers, but it doesn't look like it's getting any more energy.
Okay.
So
I'll reach for the back seat door. Give it a little
Okay.
jiggle. Is it
As-
unlocked?
like as you're pulling the hedron, like the seed away from it, the hood ornament, it seems like it's almost stuck on there.
Oh. Like in a good way?
Perhaps you're not sure. Give me another Arcana check for me.
They're gonna start rolling like shit pretty soon. You know, good luck all night. 11.
11. It's like on it the same way a magnet would be stuck to something.
So it wants to be there though. Magnets
maybe.
are attracted to each other. Makes sense.
Maybe.
Is it like gaining power?
Yeah,
Or is
you
it
can't really tell. It's just
Mhm.
stuck right on there. Like it was hovering, now it's like actually touching it, and it's like almost sticking up, balancing on top of his head.
Well,
On the hood ornament
I'll
head.
try and pull it off.
Give me a strength check.
Yes. Is it just like strength? Or is it
Also
athletics?
you can use athletics.
Nice.
Dougal, I have a request here,
Yeah.
if possible, just to flavor this properly. Could you perhaps do a roll as to whether or not the car's alarm goes off?
Okay. I'll roll. Let's say there's a 25% chance that the alarm goes off. Because it is alarmed, but usually like it's in a safe space. So, all right, on a 1. All right, what did you get, Jer?
For my athletics?
Yeah.
At 8.
An 8. As you pull,
Oh, it
you
does?
yank back, and it's still on there.
Oh.
And you almost like fall backwards. And then silence. For a moment. You look, it's still on there. But then it starts spinning. And it looks like it's the lights start flashing on the ship. Inside, like you see like almost like a disco party of lights just going on and off, blinking quickly. And then you hear silence, and then you hear the engines turn on the on the Samba Sieve. What are you doing, Baron?
Is there something to hide behind or something?
There are crates. We'll say it like there are a few crates around.
Okay. I'll go to the crate and
Okay.
hide behind it.
Hide behind it. Duran, you're immediately woken up as the inside of your ship is like a goddamn discotheque. As you're looking around, and your ship has started all of a sudden, and you feel like you feel the ship move, and like the engines are burning right now. Like it's still in park, but it's like it's essentially you're revving your engines right now.
I hop from the back seat into the front seat. I like to know how gracefully that goes. So I'd like to
Give me
roll
a
that
give me an
platform.
acrobatics check, if you will.
Okay.
I imagine Darude Sandstorm is playing.
Wait, I mean, you don't have to
It is-
imagine, my man.
It is playing, isn't it? This music thus far has been great for this, so don't lose
Yeah,
the
it has.
playlist.
There's it's almost
18 was my acrobatics check.
18. You effortlessly, you put one hand on like the back of the cushion, and then you just slink over, one leg over the other, and then you just land right in the pilot seat.
I go to shut it off, and I look out the window
Okay.
to see what's going on.
You go to shut it off. Baron, give me a stealth check for me.
Fuck me over.
And give me a perception, Duran.
Okay. 14.
14.
It was 11 on my perception.
Okay. You see out the window just a few crates hanging around. And everything seems to be normal right now.
Must have just been my imagination.
All right, as Baron, you kind of creep. Are you trying to go back to sleep, Duran, or are you?
I shut the Samba Steve off, and I take the key out
Okay.
and just like put it into my pocket, and I just like grumble, and I'm like, I'll have to get that checked when we get to the station.
Okay.
He's like an NPC, just goes right back to sleep.
Back to bed. Yeah.
I'm playing this as like 2007 video game NPC as possible.
Nice. Yeah. Must have been something. All right,
Yeah.
Baron. You.
So he
Yeah.
he failed to notice the fucking spinning seed
Well,
on the top of his
As you.
It's
Yeah.
above the headlights, not in front of them.
Yeah. So, but as you peek back over, once the car shut, like the Samba Steve shuts off, you peek back over. The seat is no longer on the hood ornament.
Where is it?
You can't give me a perception roll.
Lost forever. Had it for a couple hours. Got 19.
19. Okay. You see it's not on there, but the hood ornament is also missing. And you
Sure,
can
never
see
liked
like there's a significant hole, like a crater around where the hood ornament used to be, as if it uprooted itself.
Well, it's like a tiny, like, fucking Mars
Yeah.
man running around with this fucking thing.
Possibly.
No, not possibly. I know exactly what happened.
That's 100% what's happening.
Yeah,
You're
that's
welcome for changing the
100%.
ornament last minute for it.
Yeah. Well, I could have had tits too, though.
That's
Thanks for
true.
ruining that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now I feel like it's my mission to find it. So because obviously it's been 10 seconds, so Duran's fast asleep again.
Cool down though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll go look for him.
Okay.
Well,
Where are you going?
well, if I was a small, so he's probably hungry. I would go to the kitchen.
Okay. You're gonna go to the kitchen.
Why are you shaking your head nowhere?
You're better off finding food in the storage area.
What? All of the rooms don't have what they needed. The armory's my lab.
The kitchen is pretty dirty and grungy. The storage has just boxes and boxes of instant ramen,
Okay.
and also the septic filter.
But he
Well,
doesn't
what-
know that. He
Yeah,
doesn't
what
know
the hood ornament know?
Yeah, the hood ornament's gonna look for the kitchen sink. So I'm gonna go to the kitchen.
Okay. So you link back up. And now at this point, like you're it is a little like you're making a little bit more noise as you're like moving around. Are you still trying to be stealthy, or at this point like you're just looking for
Not really. Not really, no. I wouldn't say so.
Okay. All right, give me a stealth check for me. At this point, Duran has woken up, but he's went back to sleep. We'll see if any of the other crew kind of hear this.
12.
12? Okay, whoever's got a higher passive perception than 12 hears something going on, like something rattling around down on the first floor. Yes, Inquisitor.
Oh, I was No, I just raised my hand because I have higher than 12.
Okay. Yeah. So you guys might get startled awake, or you might just hear a noise in the sound or in the night and might fall asleep.
Well, Inquisitor will be in the living quarters upstairs, and he'll just assume that it's their prisoner, that one cultist that was alive that they brought back. He's not sure where they stowed him, so he's just assuming it's
You guys,
he's wriggling around downstairs somewhere. So he doesn't do anything.
okay. Right, Baron. So you make your way up to the kitchen. So as you walk through the ship, you're currently walking through the hangar bay, which has the Samba Steve on it. Duran, you mind describing the Samba Steve for those unfamiliar?
It is it looks like a 1992 Honda Civic in white with a spoiler on the back of it. It doesn't have wheels. It just has flat panels where the wheels should be. And to re-mention the spoiler, it's quite large.
Is that a double?
It's like almost double. It formerly had a statue of Mars on the front of the
Formerly.
but as the current time states, it is not on there. And the windshield is tinted a blue color, similar to the shade that Durin himself typically wears. It seats 4, albeit not comfortably.
Yeah.
Okay. So as you move through the hangar bay, past the armory, past a number of workbenches of oxes, you can see as you walk past some of the workbenches, some trace of the seed's transformative powers, let's say, have moved through here. As you notice tools coming off the back wall of Ox's prized workbench, and sort of just they've almost sprouted little arms and legs as they start working on the actual bench.
So, okay.
Yes.
Now that gives me a thought. Because the shearers, when they came to life, they started doing shear things, and their tools are now working. So now I need to know what is Mars the god of?
War.
I think war.
Oh, good. Oh, good.
Oh, perfect.
Couldn't have been the god of like compassion or something like
Or
that.
god of kitchens or cooking. Or
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
So now he's on the warpath. So that's fun. So I'm gonna look in the armory.
Okay.
No, we are in the armory, right? And he's not in here.
Yeah, no. Like so you walk past the armory. The armory has your stuff in, but
Right, yeah.
you're gonna peek into the armory.
Sure, I'll peek in.
Okay.
Our prisoner's in there, isn't it?
You guys don't have a prisoner. Like it's a
What
cadaver.
about the live cultist?
Last session, you guys attempted to, try to get one of the cultists, but the Martian military overruled their jurisdiction.
Okay.
But Baron did manage to get a cadaver, like one of the dead cultists. He managed to sneak him on.
That's just useful. Perfect.
Yeah. So
And the cadaver is in the armor?
yeah, the cadaver's in the armor. But Baron, you peek in there, and you see. So the armory let me give you a description. So the armory is usually a holding cell for anything or anyone that requires locking up. But since you've kind of made it your medical bay, it was once an impressive display of weaponry. However, that was before Ox had his way with the Disco Skylar. It now kind of lies in disarray, minus one of the workbenches that you've kind of carved out as your place of operation. The walls are pockmarked with bullet holes and scorch marks, and the floor is filled with like half-spent casings and discarded ammunition. There's a cabinet on one side of the walls that had old rusted weapons, like almost like really old era, like early prototype blaster rifles. And you look into the cabinet that always hangs open. It's currently closed.
That seems like a clue. That seems like a clue. Now let me ask you something.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I need to get other people involved. Because I feel like he's slowly amassing an army, and he's going to revolt against us and take over this Skylar. Wait, what's our ship called?
Disco Skylar, yes.
Disco
Skylar.
Skylar. Not Skylar.
No.
Even though it would make sense. It's a bird. But is there... I'm imagining that there's like a red button, like the meeting one you can push in Among Us.
Sure, yeah.
Here?
Well, Ox, is there like an intercom system in?
I want to hit the button though.
There is.
Oh.
There's intercoms in the on the second floor. There's one in the bridge. There's one at the back computer, which is E on the map, and then on the first floor there's one at Ox's workbench, which is H.
I'll go
So-
to the closest one.
Which
So
is VH.
at Ox's workbench, which is currently full of tools, and give me a, let's see, an insight check for me as you see these tools that have come to life on the workbench.
5.
5. You look and they seem to be just like picking up where they left off on Ox's like he's currently got some sort of like project in the works on the workbench, like it's actively being worked on. It looks like it's some sort of like device. You're not quite sure. It's a little too technical for your tastes, a little too metallic, if you will. But it looks like these tools are currently like working away, screwing things on, taking things off, that sort. But you hit a big red button, and the red lights of the Disco Skylar start flashing. And is it like you can just announce stuff on the intercom, Ox?
Yep, it just kind of like goes to all the speakers in the ship. So there's like the UE Wonderboom speakers, and they're just connected via Bluetooth, and they're just literally tied around the ship with zip ties.
Just hanging.
Yep.
Nice.
I don't think Bear would know enough to speak into it. He just knows to hit the button. So
Okay.
it'll just be terrible feedback of like the alarm going into the thing and then coming out. So it's just
Breathing.
like- yeah, it's just screeching, breathing, and then just like echo. Not
Okay.
enough to wake people up, maybe.
It just keeps going off. It's an intercom system, but you just keep hitting the button to like notify people that it's on. At this point, like everybody in on the ship starts like groggily getting up.
I've been woken up twice tonight.
Do we have a designated meeting area for emergencies? Like, what's the
Yeah,
policy?
it's
procedure?
69 on the map.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
already there.
Wait, is there actually one? Or are you just saying?
Well,
that 'cause
that's
it's
like
not-
the living quarters.
Upstairs.
There's like
Yeah.
these sunken in couches to the floor, which is right in the middle of the living quarters, which is 69. Which I'm assuming would
Oh,
be our
Aaron,
meeting place.
just to be clear, the second story, I pictured the first story having much higher ceilings than the second story because of
Yeah,
the
yeah.
hangar. Is that
It
correct?
does. Yeah.
Okay.
Hmm.
So, Aaron, do you want me to describe the living quarters, or do you want to describe them?
No, go for it, DM.
Okay. So, is everybody making their way to the living quarters, or are some
Well,
people?
Ox
just
is going to
turning
run out of the bedroom A. He's going to go right to the computer panel that's on the back wall by the stairs there, and he's going to
Okay.
disable the alarm system.
Okay. At some point, Baron, when you're hitting the button, it stops working.
Oh. Broken. I hit it one more time just to make sure.
Nothing. But
You just hear a muffled scream from up the stairs, like "fuck off!"
Shut the door. Yeah.
Did
So
you, I have a quick
go ahead.
question. In the confusion or like panic, Ox, do you leave the Brock in your bedroom?
Yeah, I do. I leave it on my bed. I was like sleeping, cuddling it. So I'll just get up and run out. I'll leave it on the bed, top bunk.
So am I gonna walk by Baron as because I was downstairs to begin with?
You walk by. So we'll go one at a time. We'll say we'll go from the bottom floor up to the top. So Baron is currently like hitting this intercom button as Duran, you get up and you start walking, to the designated
Baron,
room.
Baron, what the fuck? What's going on?
Emergency meeting.
I swear to God, if this is the same as the emergency meeting last week, I'm gonna be pissed. I grumble as I walk up the stairs.
As you look behind him, you can see it's either your vision playing tricks on you, or maybe you're just still half asleep. But you swear some of the tools behind him are moving by themselves.
I walk up the stairs. I grumble, alluding to what happened at the last time we had an emergency meeting called.
All right. So, Ox, you're standing at the computer terminal. Basically, shut off the thing.
Yep.
Are you just going back to the?
Well, because there's an alarm set, I'll just quickly do like a quick diagnostics of the ship on the computer terminal. Just see, check the life support systems. I know we're out of fuel, but I would have, knowing the ship, like you said, like the back of my hand, I would have pointed us at the closest fueling port and just accelerated until we ran out of fuel. So
yeah,
we'll we're on the trajectory. We will get there. It just depends on how long. So I'll just check how far out we are still from reaching it.
Okay. Yeah, you check the ship. Still seems like you're on course.
And there's nothing else. There's no
No,
pressurization. The air filters are good. Oxygen generator, all the life support stuff.
Yep. It seems like everything's kind of running as it should right now.
All right. Then I'll head to the kitchen and start heating up some ramen.
All right. Gopher, as you get rudely awoken and you feel yourself, give me an athletics check for me.
Okay. Athletics. Nat 20, baby.
Hey!
Damn.
26.
As you're
Man
sleeping,
wakes up and he's
That's
instantly
fucking
yeah. Damn.
I don't know where it
Well,
is.
we can't see it. It's
Thank
okay.
you
We
for that.
believe you. So as you wake up, you feel like this strange tense sensation, almost like that, as if there's a massive weight holding you down, and then your nose, something tickles your nose for a second. You have to sneeze, a light sneeze, and you just get up using all the core muscles. As you do, you hear a ripping sound, as it seems like your blanket just tore in half.
What the fuck?
And you look down, and your blanket is like a bed of vines.
Well, that's new. And I just climb out and get in the mech.
Okay.
nothing phases the guy. Just a day in the life.
What do you think? What do you think it has something to do with his wild magic? Because
Probably.
last time he.
Oh yeah.
Well, he
Those
probably
wires, though.
just doesn't. I mean, space is a crazy place. They've been to a planet full of mushrooms. They've been you know what I mean? He's seen shit, and it's weird, but it's he expects the unexpected. I think a little bit to the extent that it's well, that's strange, but what the fuck is? I'm gonna figure out what the fuck is going on.
Yeah. Still breathing,
So-
right? So
Yeah. Plus,
Okay.
he's probably groggy and sleepy, so he's just is not that phased because he's just in this weird dream state of doesn't really he's not awake enough to really process it on anyway.
Okay. Cool. And then last but not least, Inquisitor, your
He's in
jolted
sentry
awake.
modes.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, he's in sentry mode, so he comes awake at full attention, and he brings out his finger guns and clears the room. He turns the corner, goes into room B, grabs some equipment off his desk, a couple knives, his grenade.
Fully
He
equipped.
straps it in. Yeah, he straps it in and clears the room, sweeps the corners, whatever. Does a 360 and then walks out backwards, and then does a 90-degree turn to go
Do the
over
legs
to the
stay in
next
one
room.
spot and the upper body 360s?
Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Okay.
Does he also like flip his gun to the side and like
Yeah.
roll an imaginary chamber?
Yeah. So he goes into room A to clear, and by this time, I'm assuming Gopher has left the room to go figure out what's happening.
Yeah, Gopher's
Gopher-
like,
And
Gopher just goes straight to the engine room because like that's his default mode is like check the engines. That's like his job. Make sure that like they're not like completely fucked up before he goes to the emergency meeting.
he was Ox at E or H?
Ox is like in the living quarters, like the main.
Oh, he's in the
I
living
think
So
quarters.
it's kind of like all one big open room, like the lounge, living quarters, like all of that. So there's no
I
wall
see.
around 69. That's like the sunken in carpet. So you can like
Okay.
it's all kind of open. There's like the kitchen has like a door to it. So Ox is in the kitchen right now, but everything else is pretty open up in the second floor.
So he'll go and Inquisitor will like freeze once he sees the rock on Ox's bed, and he does a double take, and then he like slowly like looks over his shoulder and walks towards it, and he doesn't want to steal it, but he observes it really quickly, makes a couple of notes, takes out his thieves tool, and he has like a small miniature chisel set for breaking like small locks or whatever, and he tries to chip off a piece.
Give me a sleight of hand check for me.
We're about to have two big problems on the ship.
Yeah. He's about to go through a wormhole.
It probably won't break. Sleight of hand. Okay, +1. Yeah, 10.
10? Okay, now give me a wisdom saving throw.
I could do that. +3. I had a 6. I can't
Okay.
do that.
As you like you're basically like trying to chip off a piece using your
Oh wait! I got lucky.
Okay.
My lucky feat. Let me
Yeah,
use that.
yeah,
Let me
sure.
do that. Okay.
give me a reroll.
Yeah, I'm gonna use a luck.
Is
a
this
luck
this on the sleight of hand or on the wisdom save?
I don't know. Is it too
Sleight
late
of,
to use
sleight
it
of
on
hand's
sleight of
long
hand?
gone. What are you talking about?
Yeah, all right.
Yeah,
Wisdom
it's too
save it
late, yeah.
is.
Okay. I get 12 this time
12
for wisdom.
Okay.
Yeah.
As you go to chip it, like you put your hand, like you put one of the lockpicks, like one of the large flat-headed lockpicks that like kind of go in the keyholes, and you put it right on the center, and you go to strike it with like this tiny little mallet that you have in your implements. You strike it, and your lockpick slides completely off, and it it falls off, and in the motion, your hand just wraps around the rock. As it does, you look at it. It's the most beautiful thing you've ever seen in your life. It's truly, it's a feeling that Inquisitor has never experienced before, as he just stares into the flecks of starlight, into this dark expanse. Like your mind just goes blank for a second, and you almost feel like you're home. As you look, and the rock slowly starts melting, and your hand starts turning purple.
What the fuck? I didn't want to. What the hell? I didn't want to take it.
Matt, here, I don't know if you've ever heard of something. It's called fuck around and find out.
Your one hand is currently purple.
Like as it's turning, can I try to escape into my vessel?
Okay. You escape into your vessel.
Yeah.
As you do,
Gosh, my meteor.
I'm
His hand's purple.
like it's
Yeah.
trying to
Somebody
absorb.
else.
yeah.
It's like trying to absorb into me, and then I like flip, like take out my coin,
Okay.
and like I try to disappear into it, and it just like flips and
Okay.
falls into the floor and rolls.
Rolls. Starts rolling.
Yeah.
Where does Inquisitor like go? What does he see when he goes into his vessel? Usually. Like where does he go to?
Oh damn. Okay, so I go into like a luxurious, like red velvet, like couches and stuff like that.
Strippers?
But, yeah, like think of like inside a lamp, like a
Yeah.
Magic Genie lamp. And all the like everything looks a little fuzzy because it's comprised of like formulas and zeros and ones and stuff like that. If you look close enough. So he materializes, like he digitizes into it, and
Okay.
there's like an altar to his or to its patron. There.
Okay. As you go into it, you can see it seems familiar. The where you teleport to, like where you escape into. But the altar seems to be lit, glowing with this just purplish blue flame, just gently sparking. And you see on the altar itself a stone, similar to the one that you saw on Ox's bed. And as you look up to see an unbounded sky, and a cosmic nebula just floats overhead. You look down, and you're no longer in your place of worship. You're on essentially a space rock, just looking out into the night sky.
All this because I missed one sleight of hand check.
Yeah. And then you come back to.
Okay, so I come back out of the coin.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm on the floor, like on all fours, and I take out a knife, like contemplating cutting the hand off, but I say, I'll just wait.
Okay. As you look, like your hand is no longer purple, but the rock is missing.
Okay, I'll just
Now you fucking done it.
I'll just walk out like nothing happened. Pretend like nothing happened.
Okay.
I'll cast Disguise Self to put the same appearance, but with a glove on my left hand now.
All right. As you you just got one glove on in your
Yeah.
left hand. As you walk out, the whole party reconvenes in the living quarters. They're a vibrant display of 80s style. You can see the walls are adorned with neon posters, and there's an old boombox that sits on a dusty shelf. There's a centerpiece to this room, which is a 69 sunken-in couch. Its tattered plush cushions look to be a shade of furry pink with splashes of turquoise and yellow accents, but just heavily stained with brown. You can see there's a shaggy rug that's stained, and it covers the entire sunken-in floor here. And there's a working lava lamp that just provides some ambient lighting. There's boxes of electrical and mechanical junk shoved in every which corner of this, and at the computer terminal, you can just see like news flashing across the screen. And all of you are gathered here.
What the heck is going on?
Who hit the fucking button? Who hit the button?
Who's
Gentlemen,
Baron?
what the hell, man? It was me. Everyone gather around.
Well, here.
Oh, okay. Well, I think you all know why I've summoned you all here.
No, I have no fucking idea.
Probably should have explained first. So, there has been an infestation on our ship. Very dangerous.
Is it the rats?
Well,
Because Gopher got that cat, so I feel like Gopher, maybe just let that cat out and we'll take care of the problem.
Gopher's currently petting his robot drone cat. He's like, no, what are you talking? Looks down like lovingly at it.
It is unlikely that the rats have evolved to this state, but it could be the rats. It could also be that one of the members, any one of the members among us,
Call back.
was negligent enough to let this infection on. Could have been Duran. I think we all were.
Duran,
thinking
you
it.
let a fucking infection on our goddamn ship.
What the? Okay, I've let a lot of things onto this ship, but I can assure you an infection is not one of them.
Remember that one time he bragged about that one infection that he got?
Yeah, I do remember.
He
What was
said
that? Gonorrhea or something?
I told you guys that in confidence, and it wasn't supposed to be brought back up.
Yeah, well, you're about to be a gonorrhea.
Nice.
Hey.
It's really early, guys. I don't know what to say.
Okay, okay. Let's be honest here. Look at him. I point at the Baron. Who is the most shifty-looking fucker right now out of all of us?
I look
Call us
behind
the
me.
meeting.
Actually,
Who is most likely to bring something onto this ship to give us an issue?
why is Q wearing a glove all of a sudden?
He just,
Yeah.
he's
Why-
been
why
sitting
are
there
you
the whole
one?
time.
Yeah.
I only one glove.
Take the glove off, Michael
Take the glove
Jackson.
off, Q.
I can't. It's important that I keep my hand covered for now.
He brings up a
I-
good point.
Oh,
not
that's not
buying it.
suspicious.
No.
That doesn't make us want to see your hand even more.
I lift my I lift my robe up and reach for my like to rest my hand on my plaster. Very suspicious.
Cock and balls showing.
This whole time, Inquisitor thinks
Yeah, my
that,
cock's completely out.
this whole time, Inquisitor thinks like the infection has something to do with his rock, so he's just been trying to like,
Trying to lay low.
yeah.
It's
He
something
thinks
else
he did it.
Wait, Darren, before we jump to any conclusions, Baron, care to elaborate at all? What kind of infection is it? Like, I don't see anything. Everything looks pretty normal around here.
Is there anything in this area that was altered?
Give me perception rolls, all of you.
Everyone?
All of us, okay.
Yeah, everyone.
Everybody? 10.
At 17.
5.
I got 15. 1-5.
I got 7,
Okay.
and I used a
Actually,
luck point.
7.
Okay, both Inquisitor and Duran, you guys notice something's off, but it's weird because it's not a sound that you hear. It's a sound that you, or sorry, it's not. It's the lack of a sound. You know that there's a shitty little mini fridge in the kitchen that's always whirring and like it just has this low hum to it, and you all kind of just go noise earblind to it. Like it's just constantly on. You just tune it out. But now that it's gone, it's weird.
Is it just me, or has our fridge gone into sentry mode for the first time?
Oh, not the fridge. I run into the kitchen.
Okay.
You
run-
we don't have an actual fridge. We just have a mini fridge that we're all sharing.
Yeah. A mini fridge and a microwave. Those are the only 2 working appliances we have.
Fuck yeah, dude.
You need a lot of ramen.
Yeah.
A lot of ramen.
Yeah.
Yes.
You look
hot, it's hot.
at.
Just going to eat my ramen.
So Duran, you run into the fridge or run into the kitchen, and you look at the fridge. It just looks inert, like it's not running.
Oh, this isn't good. I walk up to it to go to open it.
Okay. As you walk up to it, you notice it's strange. The handle looks different. Like it used to be like just like a metal bar that just went from the top to the bottom. But now it's no longer a metal bar. It looks like almost like a tree branch or something like that.
Did anybody sell the fridge handle for scrap metal and try and replace it with a stick that we got on one of the planets? Was that something we did?
Nope.
Okay. All right. That's weird.
Can I go join him, enemy?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll go too.
I'll go look at it too.
When I checked the engine room, by the way, because that would have been the first thing I did before convening, is everything good in there?
Yeah. It seemed like everything kind of seemed like it was the same as when you left it. Yeah. You guys are all staring at this fridge that currently it's metal casing that it has as well around it. Like it was like porcelain white, but stained heavily like yellow, almost to a brownish tint. Now it's starting to chip off, like heavily in places, and it looks like almost this. It reminds you back of Myconia, where there was just like this soft undergrowth on covering everything. It's almost like it's poking through the chipped paint.
Looks like my bedpost.
What do you mean your bedpost?
Is this?
Well, I woke up like
Bedpost.
covered in these vines. Is this the infection you're talking about? Because I was kind of wondering about that.
Does this remind you of a place we've been before, gentlemen? Doesn't it look like that planet?
Myconia?
That's the one.
The mushroom one?
I mean, it
How did
doesn't
it
really
get
look
on
like
our
a
ship?
planet. It looks more like a mini fridge to me, but
The growth is
I
similar.
side eye Ox where I'm standing.
The growth looks similar to that which Lucina retrieved.
Well, get Lucina out here right now and get her to open the fridge for us.
I'll
I
open the
cast
fridge. I
unseen
just
servant.
reach and-
Oh,
Wait, Ox, don't.
Okay.
Hold it open.
Which one are you?
Go for it. Go for
it.
it. Reaches.
I'm like,
All right.
I already woke up with this stuff all over.
Okay. All right. As you reach
Doing
for the
something
fridge,
stupid, I assumed it was Ox.
what's your AC?
Armor class 14.
Okay. So as you reach for the fridge, it opens and you can see inside where there used to be shelves and there used to be like things in there. It looks like almost just a bed of moss all covering inside. This light that's there is no longer like the light that was in the fridge is no longer like a fridge, like a light bulb. It looks to be like a luminous plant that's just kind of spread, like slowly glowing with this bioluminescent light. And as you open it, it closes right on your arm. And you take, let's see here, you take 8 points of blood piercing damage and 4 points of acid damage as it
Damn.
just chomps down on your arm.
oh my god, it's a mimic.
I take a shot at it when it happens.
Wait, no!
Like immediately.
My Crystal Pepsi's in there. That thing's worth like 2,000 Spaceos. It's a collector's item.
Okay, give me
I
an
do shoot the fridge.
give me an attack roll.
Episode
I happen
not
to
sponsored by Pepsi or Crystal
Yeah.
Pepsi.
For crystals.
I I miss wholeheartedly. I rolled 1.
Oh, he blasts his arm
Oh,
off.
shit.
Okay.
I'm not really awake.
Give me a damage roll for me.
That's not good.
Oh no.
You didn't tell him to hold still.
Yeah.
Literally. Yeah. Yeah, it's 20 damage.
20 damage?
Yeah,
Like
Oh,
2-0.
like 2-0. I rolled very well.
That's crazy.
Jesus.
Holy shit. Okay. I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4. Inquisitors 1, Barons 2. Go first 3.
Baron.
Ox
What the fuck?
is 4. That's
I
a
better
3.
reset my hit points.
Gopher.
Oh,
Oh,
dude.
poor guy.
Duran, describe
Oh.
how you hit Gopher.
I shoot him in the hand that he just got bit off. Like, I go to shoot the fridge to stop it, but instead I like sneeze and shoot his hand instead. I just like
Everybody's allergies are going today.
Yeah.
Gopher just like screams
Ah, fuck.
in agony.
So what are you guys doing?
Jesus, Durham, what the fuck are you
I'm so
doing?
sorry.
Put that
I'm
away.
so sorry. I'm so sorry.
Just trying to rip my hand out.
Okay, it comes out.
Okay. And
God.
stomp away to like the emergency like med unit or something. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
Do we have like a first aid kit somewhere?
I'll run and I'll go grab it, and then I'll.
Oh, yeah. My hand is
I'm like
fully.
standing like wide-eyed, just like looking around. Like,
My hand is like fully just mangled.
But I mean, did the blaster like cauterize the wound at least?
Possibly. It caused more harm than good, though.
I'll pour some whiskey on it, and then I'll take out some gauze, and I'll wrap your hand in gauze and cast cure wounds.
Okay.
At what level?
Oh, I only have one level, bud, and it's level 1.
Pathetic.
You guys just hear Gopher like, just like pain, sounds of pain escaping him
Oh,
as he's.
You get
I got
seven,
my arms
7 hit
crossed
points.
and I'm just shaking my head at.
As you guys are
Sure.
all staring at this fridge and this scene unfolding, you guys hear the sound of an ignition.
Oh, for
And you
fuck's
look,
sakes!
you look behind you, and the stove is on.
Inquisitor's had enough. He shoots the stove.
I thought we only had a microwave.
There's a
Quick
single
drawers
burner
of
stove that doesn't work.
There's a stove that doesn't work. I
Oh
don't
yeah.
Yeah.
this is the first time I've seen the fucking thing work. What the hell?
Okay, give me a damage roll. Or attack roll,
Damage?
sorry. Attack.
The fuck! I got a 1.
Oh no!
Oh,
no! Put your hand away! Put your hand
Let's
away!
see, roll damage, baby!
What
What is happening? What is happening on this fucking screen right now?
What the fuck? 1d10.
Good thing I'm in the other room.
Alright.
A ricochet.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna.
Yeah, I might
Yeah,
ricochet.
9.
Okay, 9. Alright. Baron. 1, 2, 3, 4. So as you aim to fire, you actually like slip as there's like a little pool of blood that's like trickled down from where Gopher got chomped on and then subsequently cauterized. As you turn like you slip and you turn almost 180s as Ox is holding on, pouring like a little bit of serum onto Gopher, trying to cure him of some of his wounds. Ox, you get shot for 9 points of damage.
Me?
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh, my ass! My ass!
What the fuck are you guys doing in there?
Jesus Christ! Put your guns away, please! Everyone, put your weapons
Not on
away!
the ship.
This girl is
Sorry.
barely airtight. Please.
I knew I should have used the knife.
And you guys
I
take
can't sit down.
stock. Take stock for a quick second, and you look around. All the utensils all like the appliances in this room are in various states of transformation. They're turning from what used to be inorganic matter into organic matter. And it seems like they're performing their functions as they were intended to, but without any control.
Guys, I have an idea. First of all, Gopher, let me formally apologize for what just happened. But whatever is happening to the ship right now is bringing everything to life. What if we shut off the life support systems for the ship and basically just try and snuff them out?
That would
It might
stuff
have a
us
bigger.
down. What do you mean?
We could all put
You
our
might-
suits on. We all have suits. We could all get in Samba Steve if we have to.
We should check our suits. Are our
Yeah,
suits
let's-
still?
Let's just
We might have a bigger problem. I have this cryo grenade that could explode if this thing animates.
We also, if this stuff gets into the engines, we're fucked.
That's what I'm saying. We need to work quickly. Like, get ourselves somewhere where we could be safe. And I say shut off life support for the ship. We might be able to snuff them out.
But we don't even know where
Does
this is
anybody
coming
know?
from. Where's the
Yeah,
source?
how do
We
you-
need to
I
find
don't know. But
how
I don't
do you
think we
even
have much
know
time.
That'll work.
We don't, but are we going to stick around and find out once
All right,
it takes
go
over the
shut
ship,
it off
guys?
then. Jeez.
Well, everyone get in your suits first, or get in Samba Steve downstairs.
I'd rather die from suffocation than get shot by my fucking allies. I give
Wow,
I give
someone's
Q a
bitter.
side glance.
Q just puts his hand behind his back as Ox gives him a glance.
You know what? Actually, no. I'm pissed off that you shot me in the ass. I gotta jump you and I gotta try and wrestle the glove off your hand. It's like, take it off! Take it off
I have
now!
embarrassingly large hands. I mean, small hands.
Small hands.
Come here, come here!
I-
I can get that fucking thing up.
As he's trying to like fight him, I go and like try and grab Ox in the back. I'm like, we have more important things to worry about.
Okay, Baron, what are you doing in all of this as you're just observing?
Can I pull subtly during this distraction?
Yeah,
Can
I'd
I
say
try-
people are sufficiently distracted.
Okay. I can't let on this is all my fault. So can I try to subtly with a little device try and cast locate animals or plants, but for plants because it looks like it's a plant,
Okay.
even though it's alive.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
I'll allow it.
It says describe or name a specific kind of beast or plant, concentrating on the voice of whatever, some nature bullshit. You learn the direction and distance to the closest creature or plant of that kind within 5 miles. So I think within the distance, and I've got a pretty fucking good idea of this specific plant because he looks like a tiny hood ornament holding a crystal.
Okay.
Can I try and tune the old device in?
Okay. You tune the old device.
Yeah.
It's actually coming from your floor. And like you guys are doing this, like you've moved out of the kitchen and just standing in the lounge area right now. And your eyes just dart over and you look, it's standing like this little hood Martian hood ornament, in the shape of the god, the Roman god Mars, is holding like almost like on its shoulder, like this large hedron crystal. It seems to be seems to have shrunk a little bit just to match its scale. It's standing on the computer system, on the computer terminal, and it's just holding down one of its hands, and you can see like where its hands are. Each finger turns into like a root system, and it's just currently like enveloping the entire computer terminal. As you see this, you guys hear, warning, 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 computer systems malfunctioning, emergency reboot. And then everything just goes dark.
Oh, God damn. I feel like I'm doing this every other day. I'll hand out the flashlights.
I just
Q
turn
will
on the
cast
light.
prestidigitation
Okay.
for a little.
I turn on my
or
like light, my night vision more or less that my glasses give me, and just like get like a 3D grid of like everything around me.
Okay.
And I'm making it my own mission to go to get one of the spacesuits on as quickly
Okay.
as possible.
Gravity turned off. and everything just starts
As I get
floating.
flung to the ceiling.
Everything just starts floating at this point. And
That's not good.
sorry, Baron, you see this this little miniature figure like still standing there, and then like the flashlights kind of move past, and you sense it moving down below deck.
It's got the seed on its back like Atlas. Like it's
Yeah,
like the
pretty
wing on its
much. Yeah.
back. Hmm. Oh, hey guys, I know where the spacesuits are.
We all know where the
join
space
What do you
suits are,
mean,
dude? No,
dipshit.
Yeah, what
me. No,
the fuck?
I hid them. I put them in a different spot because I was cleaning under them. They say you
What
have to
the
move stuff
fuck?
to clean it properly, so I moved them. So come-
I jump off where I am on the ceiling and go for Barrett's throat.
Yeah. I'm still wrestling Q.
Gopher is currently pouring himself and Ox each a glass of whiskey, and he takes out his like healing
As you-
pool. And
As you
puts
pour
half
it,
in each.
it's flying up.
He was-
It's
yeah, he-
floating up.
As
Oh,
I
is the
float to go
gravity-
and, like,
gravity?
Yeah, the
as I
gravity
go to
shut.
float and like throttle Barrett, I get a face full of whiskey in the process. I'm like, ah.
If I touch,
I miss
if I
it
touch
completely
Ox,
and just
Sorry, go ahead.
go ahead.
if I touch Ox with my hand, because he had previous contact with the comet,
Wait,
or whatever
your
that
hand
was,
is normal.
like
Your
Yeah,
hand,
your hand is normal.
but you had some previous.
your
Yeah,
hand
no,
wasn't
but like,
Oh.
if you
Does it
touch,
trigger anything?
yeah,
In Ox, does it trigger anything in Ox or no?
Ox, give me a wisdom saving throw for me.
saving throw? Oh, I'm no
Yes.
good at wisdom. No good I am.
You know, like has seals been broken? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Ooh, that's an extra. I'm gonna use a luck point. Use
Okay.
it. I'm gonna do it. I rolled
Yeah.
another 5, 2 5s.
Nice.
So that's
Okay.
4 total.
Okay, you
Oh shit!
as you're like throttling Q, he turns around, like his head fully swivels, and he just stares into you, and you both look into each other's eyes, and you guys both share the same vision of a large cosmic nebula in the astral expanse. And you guys are just frozen, stunned in space. And you guys are just holding each other, floating
Yeah.
on
Try to make
the.
the widest place I can.
Yeah.
Just silent.
So we'll break here.
Okay, all right. So there are three things in life: life, dex, fuck, Space Quest. Thank you for joining us for episode 5, part 1. We'll see you in the next episode.